Hi guys, I have a posterior chain workout for you today. That means that we're working our entire backside, including our glutes, hamstrings, and back. That being said, you're gonna need heavier weights today. We are doing legs and back, so go ahead and grab those heavy dumbbells for sumo squats, deadlifts, grab a weight for your row that's maybe a little bit more moderate. You are also going to need both your fabric resistance band and your mini loop band today. We will be using both. If you don't have them yet, you can still do this without it. I will put the link for you guys below though so you can grab them. These are just the best to really add to your workouts as well. I have a sweat towel here. We will be doing hip thrusts just so I can put the dumbbell right on there. And then you will need a bench or a chair again for our hip thrust. So that's about it. Moderate, heavy dumbbells, your resistance bands, and then a chair or bench, something that you can put your back on to do your hip thrusts. All right, the format for this workout, we are gonna start focusing on only hamstrings and glutes first. So the first circuit is solely gonna be hamstring and glute focused. We're running through it twice, 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds rest. As always, if you feel like you did not challenge yourself on that first set, the second time we do it, I want you to go up in weight and go heavier. All right, we're then gonna take a short, well, more like a 1 minute rest break. And then we're gonna go into our second circuit, which is gonna be more back focused. Again, 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest, repeating that twice. And then I have a little 2-minute finisher at the end for you guys, combining both. It'll all make sense once we go through it, okay? The first move we have is a sumo deadlift with a pause at the bottom. So you're gonna grab yourself a heavy weight. You are going to open your feet wider than shoulder width apart. You are going to lean your torso slightly forward. You're gonna come down into that sumo deadlift, pause for 1 second at the top, and then push to the heels and the outside of your feet to come out of it. All right, so sumo deadlift with a pause at the bottom is your first move. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember to keep your back nice and flat while it's bent over. What you wanna avoid is this arching. You're simply gonna pull your back like that. So maintain that flat back bent over to really target those glutes. Keep that dumbbell still close to your body. Pause, push through those heels. And what the pause does is it removes any momentum to really force you to use all the strength in your legs and glutes to come out of it. 1 more rep. All right, guys, next move is RDLs. You're gonna grab 2 dumbbells. You're gonna keep them very close to your body, glide them down towards your shins, pushing your hips back, and then come out of it. Starting with those deadlifts in 3, 2, 1. Push those hips back. You only wanna come as far down on your deadlift as when you feel that pull in your hamstring. Ten more seconds here. Ooh, these weights are heavy today, but they feel good. 3, 2, and 1. Next, you're gonna take your heavy dumbbell, walk over to your bench or chair. We are gonna slide the bands, the fabric bands, right above our knees onto our thighs, and we're gonna do a weighted hip thrust with the bands, all right? So put that weight on your hips, walk your feet out, push through those heels to come up, and make sure that you have tension in the bands and that your knees are turned outward. Pause for 1 second at the top and lower. And with that pause, I want you to squeeze those glutes. So it's an active hold, an active pause, and then release. Last one. Release. I'm gonna have you guys stay right here though. We're gonna do the same thing for the next move, but we're gonna walk our feet further out. So your feet are gonna go further towards your mat, away from the bench, and that's gonna target more of your hamstrings instead of just your glutes, all right? So same movement, but we're taking our feet further out to target our hamstrings. Let's go. Feet are further out, down. Squeeze, pushing through those heels. So the sensation should have gone towards more of that glute to more now of the hamstring, simply by walking your feet a little bit further out. Three, two, give me that last one. All right, you guys are gonna stay here. Drop the dumbbell. We're gonna go back to a hip thrust. So walk the feet more to neutral, and we are going with just the band this time. Starting in 3, 2, 1, squeeze. And all I want you guys to do is release the glutes, that's what their drop is, and then squeeze them to bring up. So as soon as I release the glutes, my hips go down a little bit. I'm not bringing it all the way down here and rocking, I'm simply releasing and squeeze. Remember to maintain tension in that band. We have a couple more reps here. Squeeze for 3, 2, 1, and release. We're gonna take this band off. We're gonna switch it for our elastic band, and that is gonna come right at our calves. And all we're gonna do is we are going to lateral walk across our mat. So maintain tension in the band and just step and replace. Your feet are pretty stiff, you have a slight bend. Once you get to the edge, just walk yourself back. You should start feeling this in the side of your glutes pretty quickly, especially after those hip thrusts. Almost there. After this, we get to rest, and then we go to round 2. We give our glutes a break for a little bit. All right, take a nice long minute rest. Get those dumbbells set up. So we're gonna go back to that same circuit, starting with those sumo deadlift pauses. We're focusing on strength today. So go heavier if you can this round. If your glutes weren't on fire by those lateral walks, you need to go heavier. I want you guys to see changes. You want to see changes. That's how we make that happen. We challenge ourselves. Shake it out. We got another 10 seconds before we jump right back into those sumo deadlifts. Remember to pause at the bottom. Keep those knees pointed outward. You guys got this. Focus on the movement. Close your eyes if you need to. Let's go. And really try to feel it where you're supposed to be feeling it. Slightly hinge forward. Pause. Squeeze. Close your eyes with me. Come down. Pause. Now push through the heels. Pretend like you're pushing your feet into the floor. Down and pause. Push. Really feel it in your glutes. As you're coming up, you should feel the side of your glutes. Really working here. Almost there. This is the last time we're doing this move for this workout. 3, 2, give me that last one. Squeeze. Great job, guys. I'm gonna leave that right here on the bench so that it's ready to go for my hip thrust. And then next we have our RDLs, our Romanian deadlifts. So I'm gonna grab 2 heavy weights for those. Just for reference, what I'm using here is 25 pounds. Feel free to go heavier or lighter. And let's go. We're gonna push our hips back, pause, and come out of it. And then if you're new here, what I usually tell you guys is I'm talking through these workouts, and sometimes I film more than one in a day for you guys. So I tend to go a little bit lighter than I would if I was you guys following these workouts and doing them myself, only because I have to conserve the energy to talk. I don't want you guys to do the same. I want you guys to push through. This is your workout of the day. 3, 2, give me that last RDL, squeeze. Great job, guys. All right, we're gonna put that bands right above our knees again. We're gonna go into that banded hip thrust with a pause at the top. Again, last time we're doing it, so, oh, make it count. If you have a barbell at home, feel free to use a barbell on these. Let's go. Get a nice tension in the bands. Squeeze. And as you squeeze, you're just driving your hips up. You're not really like rocking. So the weight shouldn't be in your toes at all. It should really be in the heels and the outside of your feet as you come up and down. Pause and hold and release. Pause and hold and release. The band is there. Drop down for 1 second. We're gonna do the same thing and walk our legs out a little bit for those hamstring banded hip thrusts. The band is here to make you aware of your knees, to make you aware of them not caving in, to remind you to put pressure on them on the way out. 3, 2, 1. If there's nothing else you guys learn from me, it will damn well be how to do exercises properly and how to keep your bodies moving and working for a very long time. As soon as we get older and we start to get injured, we stop working out because everything hurts. I don't want that for you guys. I don't want that for me. I have changed my training drastically from when I first started because I've become more aware of people around me breaking and not being able to work out anymore. Squeeze, slow and controlled movements, really focus on form here. You should feel this in your hamstrings because we walked our feet out. Last rep, squeeze. All right, let's drop that dumbbell. We're gonna walk our feet back to that neutral position for those banded hip thrusts, just the band this time, no weight. And then I don't want you guys to release all the way down. Just release your glutes and then squeeze them. It's called a calf glute bridge, right? So we're just releasing and squeezing. Release, notice how my butt is not even near touching the floor. It's just a release and a squeeze. Also your head, keep it neutral. Don't have your chin tucked down here. Have it nice and neutral with some tension in the bands. Breathe and squeeze. Close your eyes if you need to. Feel those glutes working. 3, 2, squeeze and release. We're gonna shift our bands. Take this one off, put that lateral walk bands on. We're gonna put it right at our calves. So what you never wanna do with bands is put them on your joints. So never put it on your knee unless you're doing like a donkey kick and you're just anchoring it or something, but. All right guys, let's go. Walk the length of your mat, keep tension in the bands. Tiny little bend in your knee. Step and replace, step and replace. After this, we have that nice long 1-minute rest, and then we're gonna move into our back circuit. I can barely walk. 3, 2, 1. All right, bands come off. We are done with the bands for today. I think we are. Put that down, take a sip of water. First move we're gonna have for our back circuit is going to be a pullover. So you're gonna grab yourself a moderate weight. You are going to lay down on your back. Dumbbell is going to come right behind your head. And what you're gonna do is you are going to pull the dumbbell straight towards your chest bone and then come back down. You should end up feeling this a little bit inside of your triceps, but mainly what you're squeezing here is your upper back to bring that dumbbell up. All right, we have 10 more seconds of rest. We're going into our pullovers first. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Squeeze, lower back with straight arms, and squeeze. If you do have a bench at home and you wanna do this on a bench to allow your arms to go a little bit further back and have a little bit more extension, feel free to do so. I just wanna be able to show everyone who doesn't have a bench or that extra piece of equipment what they can also do. Squeeze. All right, next we have underhand rows. So you're gonna grab yourself 2 moderate/heavy dumbbells. Your palms are gonna be facing the ceiling. You are going to bend over and you are going to row your hands to your hips, driving your elbows back. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. What I don't want you guys to do is just aimlessly use your arms to pull. Notice the difference between this and this. So the motion of your arm is sweeping back and really engaging your back. If you're feeling this in your arms, check your form, watch me, and then try again. Give me that squeeze and that 1 second pause at the top. Three, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna switch up our row here. You have 2 options. 1, you can go right onto 1 knee, bend over, and you're gonna have a rotational row. So you're gonna start here and you're gonna pull towards that hip. Option 2 is you can use your bench, push into it, and roll this way. All right, I'll show you guys both. So first one, you're here, and you're still just rowing hand to hip, rotating as you bring it up. I'll do half and half. I'll do the first 20 seconds here and then switch for everyone else who does have that bench or chair. All right, or the other option you can do is you can come here and then row. Sorry guys, this way. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I personally prefer pushing my arm into the bench to do it. Again, either option is fine, depending on what you have available to you. And what we're doing with our arm is we're here and we're rotating as we pull. Really work on driving that elbow back. All right, I'm gonna switch to here just for the fun of it. And if you are using that bench or chair, the hand that is leaning on it is pressing into it. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, next we're gonna drop the weights for a second. We're gonna go into Supermans and then swimmers. So you're gonna come on your bellies. Both your arms and your legs are gonna raise up at the same time and you're gonna squeeze your back. So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna pause for 1 second and come back down. All right, let's go. Give me that squeeze at the top and don't allow yourself to just flop down. I want you guys to control it. So control the way up, control the way down. Control the way up, control the way down. Pretend like you're flying like Superman. You can also come out here if you want. All right, next move is gonna be very similar, except we're doing swimmers. So we're gonna go alternate arm and foot. So arms are out in front of you, opposite arm, opposite foot come up, opposite arm, opposite foot come up. Let me see if I can clean up my area really quick. That's fine. All right, let's go. So left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. And you should be feeling this right in your lower back. In a good way, in a strengthening way, not in a pain way. So for anyone who has back issues, sometimes simply strengthening the area severely helps with the pain. All right, 1 minute rest. We're gonna move right back to the top, starting with our pullovers. So grab a sip of water if you need to, rest, grab heavier weights. You do what you need to do. Whew. I'm a little tired today. That's okay. I'm here, you're here, we showed up. And I always tell myself, I'm like, as soon as I hit record, I'm doing it. So it doesn't matter. As soon as you guys hit play, you're doing it. You're gonna push through. I'm not gonna stop in the middle of the workout, right? Because then I gotta redo it again. So all you guys have to get in the habit of doing is waking up, press and play in the morning, and then following along the best you can that day. Something is better than nothing. Oof, that dumbbell completely just took out like 10 hairs on my head. All right, guys, pull over. Squeeze that dumbbell over your chest bone, squeezing your back to bring it up. All right, we're coming up. We have those underhand rows. 10 seconds. Let's go, palms face the ceiling. Bend over, hinge at the hips, drive those elbows back, bringing your hand to your hip and squeezing for 1 second, and release. In short, if I tell you a move is supposed to work your back and you're not feeling it in your back, it means you're doing something wrong. If I tell you something's supposed to work your bicep and you're feeling it in your shoulder, you're doing something wrong, all right? So just be aware of your body, make that mind-muscle connection, squeeze. Almost there. Last few reps, 3, 2, 1. We have our single arm rotational row again. I am gonna use the bench and just press into it. Almost through. Single arm rotational row in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, starting with my right side. Full extension, and then just lead with the elbow. So don't pull with the arm, lead with the elbow, drive it back. 10 more seconds here and then we switch. Three, 2, 1. Other arm. Home stretch. 3 more moves and then we got 2 minutes of a finisher and we're done. Going on to the other arm, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna move this bench out of the way. We're down on the floor for our Supermans. Join me on your bellies, arms come out. And we're flying in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Raise and hold, lower down. If you want, go ahead and add a lat pull to it, so it would look like this. So arms would come out, and then reach back, and then come back out and tap. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next we have swimmers. So once again, we're alternating opposite arm, opposite leg. Similar to Superman's, except instead of flying, we're swimming. I'm just gonna take a nap here for like 10 seconds before we start again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right arm up, left leg up and down. Final move, we rest, and then I'll walk you guys through our 2-minute finisher. We're gonna go 30 seconds of 2 moves, back to back twice. Three, 2, 1. All right, guys, we're gonna take 1-minute break and then we're gonna move into our finisher. For the finisher, first move we have, we're gonna grab a heavy dumbbell, a landmine row. So you're gonna grab one dumbbell, grip it with both hands, hinge at the hips, and you're gonna row. So dumbbell is gonna come right to your navel. Second move we have is going to be a constant tension RDL. So you're gonna keep that same dumbbell, only one dumbbell. You're gonna go down and you're only gonna come up about 3/4 of the way and keep that tension in there. So grab yourself your heavy dumbbell. It's the finisher. So I'm gonna grab myself my heaviest one, and if I can't finish with it, I'm gonna go on to the other side. All right, we're going in 10 seconds. I screwed up the timer a little bit, so I'll adjust. And we're starting with those landmine rows in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nice flat back, and the dumbbell comes straight to your navel. Listen to my cue for that switch to that RDL. We're 30 seconds here. 10 more seconds. Squeeze, bring that dumbbell to your navel. 3, 2, 1. Switch that grip for your RDL. And we're coming down, up, and we're not coming all the way up. We're maintaining tension. So come down to that stretch, and then come up about 3/4 of the way. Whew. We have 10 more seconds here, and then we're going back into that landmine, no rest. 3, 2, 1. Switch that grip. Let's go. Hinge at the hips. Drive that dumbbell to your navel. Squeeze. Work that back. 10 more seconds here. Push through this last finisher. We're switching our grip again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, grip the dumbbell, bring your feet closer together. Last 25 seconds of these RDLs. Do not stop now. Whew. Push those hips back, come up 3/4. Keep that tension in those glutes and hamstrings. We're done in 10, 9, 8, push through, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was your posterior chain workout for today. Legs and back, toss on some abs if you would like, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.